Will,
What's going on?
hey, what's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good.
Listen, let me ask you a question. First of all, I want to thank you for being here today. Let me ask you a question. When I say the word mama, what comes to mind? You tell me what comes to mind.
Backbone. My backbone.
But tell me the difference. How do you look at knowledge versus wisdom?
I think knowledge is like just to know, just to be able to acquire information. But wisdom it differentiates from knowledge based upon the application of it. Wisdom is to live out the things that you know, to act in accordance to the information that you've been able to gather. So on one hand we have knowledge, and on one hand we have wisdom. It's almost like saying, I got the information, but now I have the wisdom to use it. To discern the information that I assimilate and be able to, distribute it and act according to the things that I know. Wisdom is the actions, the manifestations of knowledge.
If your mother was sitting right here in this chair today where I'm sitting, what would you say to her?
I would tell her I'm grateful. I would tell her that she's a superwoman. She's actually my hero for the things that she been through, and still been able to come out on the other side of that. It's nothing short of a blessing and a miracle. So I would tell my mother that I love and that she's my hero.
Most of them. So I'm just going to throw some things out there that my mother used to say, and you tell me how that relates to you and how you look at, how you can relate to that. My mother used to say, a hard head makes a soft behind, right?
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
What you know about that?
You be hard-headed, you be stubborn if you refuse to obey. You spare the rod, spoil the child.
I know you also heard the saying that be kind to everybody, because the same people that you pass, the same people that you see on the way up are the same people that you pass on the way back down. What does that mean to you?
Treat everybody with respect. It's so easy to be respectful. That's one thing our elders taught us, was respect. But a lot of times we find people, as they move up the social ladder, they forget to show respect to all people up and down that ladder. When we on our journey moving upward and moving forward, we come across a lot of people. Some may not be on that same journey with us. Some may not be traveling upward or forward with us. And so sometimes we get to a point in our life where we feel like we don't have to respect the same people that may have helped us get to where we're going, or at least that we noticed on our way there. And so some of the same people that you encounter going up, you're going to experience them same people coming down. So it's best to, treat everybody with respect, because the person that you may have stepped over or walked on getting to where you come, you're going to have to encounter them again if you should fall. So it's best to treat everybody with the same level of respect and mutual love.
What would you say to young people out here now who their parents are telling them the same type things, but we don't get it, it doesn't click? So what's some wisdom that you would give to them now, looking back, knowing that that stuff you should, if you could have been applying that to your life back then, you probably had a much easier life, right? Yeah. So what type of wisdom would you pass on to these youth today?
It costs you nothing to listen. You lose nothing if you listen, but you can gain everything if you do. You lose nothing by listening, but you can possibly gain everything if you do. A lot of times the young generation have turned a deaf ear to not just their parents, but to the whole older generation of society. I think the components of that comes from like a lack of respect. Like, if I don't respect you, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And a lot of our youth don't respect the elders, not just their parents, and the community as a whole. So I think it's about meeting them where they are in life, right? A lot of elders have a tendency to try to force things on the youth just because they're older. Well, just because you're older don't mean that you're wiser, right? You're just older in age. Time has caught up with you. So I think just meeting the youth where they are and then presenting it in a way that they can understand, that they can embrace. Stop trying to force like old traditions that may have been outdated, and figure out a way how to still hold on to your tradition, but the presentation of your tradition is at a point to where they can receive it better, right? So I think, that's one of the things that I would tell a youth, man, just be willing to listen. Take your wagon, whether you push it or pull it is on you, but at least receive the wagon. At least you will have a little bit more information than what you started off with. It costs nothing to listen, but you could possibly gain everything.
That's it. It costs nothing to listen. And you were clearly, you were listening.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to thank you for coming here today.
Absolutely.
And give your name.
Man, my name is William Kitchen. Born and raised in Muskegon Heights, 231. And if nobody knew it before, they know it now. Mama, I was listening.